What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it is Renegades launch day. So, in this video of course we're a bit early, but Bungie have given us some heads up regarding the launch of the expansion, things to be aware of, including preload, all of the install sizes, launch day notes and more, so we're going to round up all of that. Additionally, a few extra things to be aware of as we head into the new content part, that includes free loot available to all players, and we'll outline some of the content coming this week versus next week, as there is actually going to be a separate update for the next reset, bringing additional features and things. Otherwise, a roundup of some of the day one rewards and how we're going to get them. As always, if you guys enjoy this one, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, as we will have quite a bit of stuff to talk about in the coming days. Otherwise though, now let's get into it. And in terms of the preload for Renegades itself, it will actually happen in a reasonably short window, so bit of a heads up on this one. Maintenance for update 950 will begin Tuesday, December 2nd, and that will start at 7:55 AM Pacific when D2 is brought offline. So shortly after that, at 8 AM PST, preload for update 950 will be available on all platforms. That is 1 hour before the daily and weekly reset times. So whatever your time zone, that's pretty much what you need to know. And D2 should be brought back online with the update playable at 9 AM Pacific, the normal weekly reset time. So that means we have 1 hour to actually do the preload for Renegades. And as you can see from the chart on screen, that has final install sizes for each of the platforms and the space required in order to actually do the installation, as sometimes there is extra space required during the install, but then the final size obviously can be a bit smaller. So that's what we need to know. Be sure to refresh all your platforms about an hour before we get into launch, and hopefully you'll get the update. I know some platforms have actually got those preloads early, so always worth checking in advance, and good luck getting the download. Otherwise, during that time, Bungie also say, for those who want to read the changes and balancing pass tuning coming for Renegades, they'll have the patch notes at 7 AM Pacific, so a couple of hours before reset, and they'll have a short guide for the Lawless Frontier with minimal spoilers at 8 AM Pacific, so a little bit of reading you can do while you're waiting, if you like. Otherwise, an additional heads up ahead of launch, Bungie say they've discovered an issue in Renegades where players who preview or have loadouts with Wormgod Caress equipped will encounter a weasel error. This issue can be mitigated by updating your loadouts today, either in-game or in the companion app, to temporarily remove the exotic. But after Renegades, when you've logged in, you can add the exotic back to loadouts again, as new loadouts that include Wormgod Caress will not cause the error. So, pretty weird one there, but Bungie obviously getting ahead of some of the funkiness before we even get to it. I'm sure there'll be more later on, and I'll keep you posted. Otherwise, if you're a returning player to Destiny 2, Bungie have said during the Renegades campaign that will get us all the way up to 300 power pretty quickly. They'll also, for folks who didn't earn a total of 30 ranks during Season 27 on the reward pass, be a returner's boon that increases all XP gains for the next 6 months. And completing Vanguard orders, which will be featured in the Season Hub, will earn you a returner's gift, which are basically these packages we can earn up to 10 times a week, with Tier 3 and 4 gear, as well as exotic engrams, enhancement materials, bright dust, Eververse engrams, and more. So if you're coming back to the game after not playing too much in the last season, it will be pretty rewarding. But for all players, bear in mind, if you played any of Call to Arms, you probably have some Lawless vouchers. I'm sure many of you have quite a big stack of them, which are basically packages that can drop Tier 3 or higher gear for Season 28, as well as enhancement cores and consumables that guarantee Prime Engram rewards. So be sure to check out all of those as we head in to the initial day or so of the expansion. Another thing to bear in mind here, Bungie have outlined additional portal changes coming up for this release that include things like Arena Ops being added to the portal. Those will be 6-player activities, and things like Vanguard Alerts, which is a new playlist, kind of similar to Nightfalls. But bear in mind that will actually be split across 2 updates. So today we get 950, that brings Renegades. And of course, a lot of content you can see on screen, but some of the additional changes Bungie have spoken about will actually be the following week on December 9th. So if you notice there are features like Vanguard Alerts or Arena Ops actually missing, that is why, and they'll arrive with the secondary update a week later. Although, we will get things like the vault space increase off the bat. We're going to have 1,000 slots to store gear now, as well as kind of additional sorting options and stuff, so that will make life easier. Otherwise, a quick rundown of our day one exotics, I guess. And we'll immediately be able to earn the Service of Luzaku, which is the new machine gun, and hitting targets with this builds a restorative charge, then hip firing at allies with the weapon charged heals them, and rapid healing increases weapon damage and spawns threadlings from our allies, so it's a pretty fun looking weapon. which can also spawn these nests of threadlings on the ground. That's the very first thing we'll get access to via the Season Pass. It looks like the next one we'll earn, though, will actually be the Praxic Blade, so Bungie have said we'll earn this during a mission on the main campaign run for the expansion, so an exotic mission in the campaign is certainly a bit different, but it will give us a juicy new weapon pretty quickly, and beyond that we'll be able to start earning upgrades for it by playing more of the endgame content for Renegades. And then, additionally, if you run the Legendary campaign, that should award us with one of the new exotic armor pieces at the end, so by the time we've completed the campaign, we're going to have some pretty cool new gear. And then, of course, later, beyond that, we'll ultimately earn the Wookiee crossbow, which it turns out is actually linked to the dungeon. Just bear in mind, the dungeon will be dropping on December 13th, which is the following Saturday after the initial launch. Additionally, for December though, on the 16th, we'll get the arrival of the Dawning, so the winter event returns, and at the end of that week, on the Friday, the 19th of December, Trials will return for the first time. And I imagine after that, Bungie will go a little bit quiet for a couple of weeks over the holiday period, which means in a lot of ways, Renegades and the content calendar really is quite front-loaded over the first fortnight for the expansion drop, so for the moment, that's all I can really say. We will see how it all plays out. Do us a massive favor though if you are new to the channel and hit subscribe, turn on notifications as I will have plenty of stuff to keep you posted on in the next couple of weeks. Been a weird time for Destiny, obviously, over the last few months, which I kind of want to just forget about it, to be honest. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to take Renegades for whatever it is, enjoy it during the honeymoon period, if you like, and see what Bungie have to deliver for us. So give me your impressions below. Let us know what you're looking forward to as well. If you've enjoyed this video, a rating really does help us out on the channel. Otherwise though, enjoy Renegades. I'll keep you up to date with it, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them. The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
No!
I've been waiting so long for this. Dread and hope.
They've shown me a vision I can't shake. New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen. It's the Nine, and I'm putting together a crew to prove it. What do you say, weapon?
Welcome to the new Mars. Now the only law on Tharsis is the gun on your hip and the light in your hands. You'll do well here. I don't relish doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much? It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Finish it. And the Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.